Welcome to episode 28 of DM Podcast. This is just a new little way of introducing the podcast, just giving you a little heads up of what's involved. So yeah, we talked about the weather, obviously is a big one. It's caused mayhem at the airports. We talked about the Hackneys, is it worth buying a plate? We talked about Uber, commission, work patterns, etc, etc. And also we talked a little bit about operators licenses and is it worth getting one? What's the pros and cons of that as well? Alright guys, do us a favour. Wherever you're watching or listening, just give it a little like or a follow if you can. Much appreciated, and it does help the podcast grow. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy the podcast. Thanks again as well to Mick and Mark. See you soon. Just a little man with his laptop trying to run a bloody empire. One thing I want to bring up, by the way, boys, have you seen the weather this morning? The Manchester airport is flipping. Well, I think it's closed, isn't it? It's closed at the moment.
Again?
Yeah, I think it's just reopened. But, yeah, it's flipping bad at the moment. Can you hear the dog whining?
No.
Good, because I can. I don't know where that is, but look at this. Talking about the weather. That looks like bloody Canada or something, doesn't
it? Who sent you that? Because that's illegal. They're driving and doing it.
I'm not, no grassing, lad. No grassing. I know, Vicky. Do you know what happened, mate, right? Because Mark come in late, the order has changed, mate, and I don't know how to change it.
First.
Yeah. So what's happened is, it's normally the other way around, isn't it? Nick's normally on my left. Wait, can I change it?
You should be able to change it.
No, I don't know what I'm doing with all these settings. I don't want to end up breaking anything, but no, we'll be all right. Vicky, just control yourself, kid. You'll be sad. My ADHD. Oh, my God. But yeah, the weather's just awful. I've just heard there's a few flights delayed, isn't it? Down at Manny. And then there's a few cancellations and stuff. Did you have one this morning, Mark, did you say?
Yeah, out to Manchester. What did I have? Half one pickup out to Manchester. -10 on Woodhead. Right at the top, -10.
So they're going to be definitely delayed. They'll still be at the airport, surely. Innit?
Yeah, they're flying out with Lufthansa. They're going to, I don't know where they're going. They're going to end up in Japan, but I don't know where they're flying to first. But they're flying out with Lufthansa.
Did you have a takeout?
Eh?
You had the takeout at 1:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
That's an early one, that, isn't it?
Yeah. I reckon he got there early, didn't he? You know, because I reckon he might have been flying at 7, but they're like, let's just get there early because the weather.
Did you say what time the flight was, Mark? Must have been the first flight.
I'm pretty sure they said 5:45 or 6:45.
Yeah, first flight out though.
Yeah. I had one the other day, and I was picking him up at 9, and he weren't flying till like flipping 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. They just wanted to get to the airport and settled with the bad weather. Do you know what I mean? Bloody hell, Andy, who just commented on YouTube, has just said he's in the Philippines. What a flipping bragger. I hope it rains. Does it rain in the Philippines? I don't know if it rains in the Philippines, but I hope it does. One freak weather just to ruin your day, Andy.
Kev likes Philippines, doesn't he?
What?
Kev likes Philippines.
Yeah. Kev's bird Filipino, isn't she? What about yourself, mate? Have you been out today, or just you doing office stuff today?
I haven't worked this week. I've just been doing, like you said, most of the office stuff all week.
Admin stuff and trying to sort out, because you've obviously had problems with the snow and delays and stuff.
Tuesday, wasn't it? I'm starting from tonight. I'm doing nights for the next 4 nights. So.
Yeah. Didn't you? What was the last night you had Birmingham or something? Didn't you? Was the last night the night before?
Oh yeah, done in Birmingham yesterday night.
Tuesday night.
Yeah. I thought you did. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And then what are you doing? Did you say you do nights on what? You do nights on Uber? Or have you got airport runs?
I don't do Uber. I'm not an Uber driver anymore.
Oh, God. Oh, gossip. Podcast gossip. I forgot he does Alpha now, boys. Just let you all know. Mick has gone over back to the local side. Yeah, Jim.
On, baby.
Mark's in the late corner, isn't he? Vicky's just said, Mark, is Snake Pass closed?
Yes, it's closed.
Was it bad, yeah?
It's not reopened since it started.
Don't blame it.
Did you end up travelling down the Winnets?
No, I went over Woodhead. Didn't do Winnets. All right. No, I didn't go anywhere near anyone's bumhole.
Took a second lap, didn't it?
Oh, God.
Oh, lad. Like we talked about this the other day, right? Because there's a road that goes from Sheffield to Manchester, and what's it called? Winnets.
Winnets Pass.
But he didn't know in Liverpool, Winnets is the hairs on your bumhole. So when he's going, yeah, it was rough going down Winnets. It was dead snowy and slippy. And I had a nightmare travelling down those Winnets. And I was laughing my head off on my own.
Disgusting.
But yeah, Snake Pass was closed the other day as well. Yeah, Vicky's but well done, Mick. I'm guessing that's for you going on the Al Alpha Kid. Don't forget the comments, Mick. I delayed for about 2-3 minutes.
What? Oh, yeah, over to Riverside.
No, I mean just in YouTube. YouTube has a delay. To stop any if someone comments something really bad, then there's a delay. Then that doesn't go live. You see, so there's always a delay on the comments. But yeah, so Vicky's happy that they've gone over to Alpha. How are you finding it then?
Is he an Uber or Alpha?
Yeah. Vicky, tell us who you are, lad. By the way, it's a guy. You logged into his girl's account. It is a guy, but we still call him Vicky.
Is he a spy, really?
Yeah, Vicky's a spy. But yeah, no, what's going on? Are you finding Alpha then, Mick? You enjoying it? Finding it a bit more transparent?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about it, mate. It's just more, you know where you are, you know what you're in. You I don't know. I want to say, I reckon you'll earn more after you start. You make it up after your 470. After the cap.
Yeah, because your cap commission and your tippy, isn't there?
Once you've got past your 470, you're flying. And
so after 470 then, do you pay no commission then?
Oh, you
just 15p?
That's right. I didn't know. I thought you were an Uber driver. What'd you say, Mark? Sorry.
I'm just saying. After 470, do you pay no commission? Is it just 15p a job?
Just 15 pence a booking then after 470.
It's good, that.
That's what I mean. I think part-time, that's where people say that part-time Uber's pretty good, isn't it? You know, slip in between, cherry pick off the app, the way it works, everything else. But if you're going out and going every day on the taxis, it's mad. I don't know from the local firms.
Is it a set fee then, 125, up to 470? Or is it a commission-based, but maximum of 125?
It's commission-based so if you do anything less than £150 in a week, you get 30% commission charge.
Right.
Have you upped the commission?
Yeah, so anything before 150 is 30%.
I did not know they upped the commission. It was 25 last time I seen.
Yeah, so really, ideally, for the likes of me and yourself, and probably Mark, if he was thinking, it'll be a bit tough in the summer because you've got to get over that 150 in a week.
30% as well is a big commission. But as you know with Uber, they're taking up to nearly 40, aren't they?
That's what I mean. But I looked at that and thought, well, Uber takes 30% anyway. So even if you do less than 150, you're only going to get the same as Uber anyway, because you will probably get, if not more.
100%. No, you're right, because that's a good point, because with Uber, you sometimes paying 30% in the full week, aren't you, with no cap. So the one guy paid 760 quid the other week, didn't he, over Christmas week in commission, where an Alpha driver would have paid 125 quid if he'd done the same hours, wouldn't he? Yeah. So that's a big difference, isn't it?
It is.
Do you know what I mean? But I think comparing part-time and full-time is different. I think part-time, you're probably better off with Uber. And yeah, fill in your gaps. The app's a bit more flexible. Going around the work, you're not paying a commission. Sometimes it's up and down. Where Alpha, like you say, you pay 30, and then longer you work, that commission goes down, doesn't it? Yeah. I think I read somewhere a while ago, if you do full-time, 6-7 days a week on the local company, your commission's 8 to 12%. Do you know what I mean? Because you start off on 30, and then more you work, commission-free, brings that commission down, doesn't it, for the full week?
Yeah.
Lloyd has just mentioned, can you do private work with a PHV licence? If so, how would you like to go about it? Yeah, either of you want to comment if you want, but it's ops licence, by the way.
Well, I haven't got an ops licence, and I do private. Well, I don't do private. Well, I do. No, I don't. I don't find work myself. If that's what he's getting at. If he means getting his own work, you can't without an ops licence, can you?
It's PHV's just that he's basically
private hire, but yeah, you can if you go for a company, but I call it private work, but it's not my own work. Whereas these two guys have got ops license and they can do that.
Yeah, but I actually call private work just work that's not Uber or
Yeah,
work that's not Alpha. I
that's
just
what I
call it,
mean.
do you know what I mean? Like, it's like a terminology in it, but realistically, you need an operator to do a job. Do you know what I mean? And you can only accept jobs off the operator you're licensed with. So if just say you're Liverpool license, Lloyd, then you can only accept work from the Liverpool operator. That's why sometimes we've talked about this in the past, haven't we? When your Liverpool driver goes to Wolverhampton for a badge, then he comes back to Liverpool and works and lives in Liverpool. The problem is he can't get any other work, really, because there's no other Wolverhampton operated airport transfer companies. Yes, you can work probably for Alpha and Uber, but like all the local companies, airport transfer companies, the sole traders and all them, the one-man bands, they've only got a one-ops license, and more or less it won't be Wolverhampton. So that's another little hiccup when you go out of town for a plate. Do you know what I mean? If you want to keep busy on the airports in Liverpool, you got to get a local badge. Same as Sheffield. Mark, you'd probably have to get a local badge, wouldn't you? Because, like, your company you work for, you're Sheffield plated, aren't you,
Yep.
Mark?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, mate, it glitched. So you're Sheffield plated. So your company you get work off must be Sheffield operated, right?
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see if he has another ops. So it's normally big companies will have, say, Nosey, Liverpool and Sefton, so they can accept those type of drivers.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
big companies.
I don't know what he's got.
No. But that's what I'm trying to say. He might have other drivers licensed with like a local council because he's got the...
He's got other drivers that are Chesterfield. He's got a North Derbyshire. I think he's got a North Derbyshire one driver.
Yeah.
Chesterfield. I don't know if I don't know if Chesterfield come under Sheffield or not. I can't remember.
But the thing is, though, the Chesterfield guy, that means your company would have to have an ops license for Chesterfield, or that driver might have his own ops.
Yeah. I think
So you can transfer op to op, can't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can transfer a job op to op.
I think he does.
Obviously, you got to be... Yeah. So hope that's helped you, Lloyds. Oh yeah, Mick with Alpha and one call for the school run. That's interesting, Vicky. Why don't you stay with one call if you're already paying commission on your school run and stuff? It'd be interesting to see why you would switch. Do you get me? You're doing a school run for Alpha, for one call, which obviously has a school run, which is pretty good, and then you go with Alpha for the rest. It depends if it's got a different commission structure, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Depends how busy one call is outside the schools, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon? Yeah. Because it's been interesting, isn't it, that you'd go school run with one call, but then not stay with one call for the rest of the day.
What did you say one call was? Did you say one call was 3 or 4 firms joined into one?
They did, yeah.
Yeah. So what happened was it was a clever idea, Mick. Wasn't it? What, sorry?
I think it's only down to like 2 of them now, isn't it?
Yeah, so what happened was back in the day, Mick, wasn't it? It was like loads of little companies, like tiny ones, and they ended up joining together and creating one company to try and fight Uber, I think, at the time, wasn't it?
Fight Delta.
Was it to fight Delta, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I knew it was to fight someone, wasn't it? Because it was A1 Taxis in Highton. There was a company up in Crosby. A C4 one in it.
C4, yeah.
Yeah. Kirby. Was it a Kirby one as well?
It wasn't Acorn, it was the other little one in Kirby, wasn't it?
Yeah. So like that's what I mean. Mark,
XL as well.
A couple. What?
XL.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so a few of the companies joined up to one call. But yeah, I don't think one call. If I had to put like an order of companies, I'd probably say Uber's the busiest. I'm on about passenger volume. I'd say probably Uber, Alpha's next, and then probably maybe Vizu now. I don't know. Vizu's growing out that way, innit? What do you reckon? What would you put the pecking order in for the private eye companies in Liverpool now?
I reckon Delta's still got a good customer base.
Do you reckon?
I reckon they've lost.
But do you reckon Delta's better than Alpha, though? Bigger than Alpha? I can't see Delta being... That's what I'm trying to say, so... What do you think? Would you say Uber, Alpha, Delta, maybe?
Yeah.
And then one call and the others are fighting for third. Britannia or Vizu now it is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's tough between them three at the bottom, innit?
Yeah.
It's crazy to think Delta's at the bottom now, though. It's absolutely madness.
I think before COVID, Delta was in the top 5 of the largest private hire companies in the UK. They were massive, weren't they? They were,
Let
honest to
it,
God.
Danny.
What?
He's just let it go, mate. It just seems like
It's a shame, really.
He just give up the fight with
Yeah,
Uber coming in, didn't he?
it just feels like Delta's probably the one that's changed the least, haven't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one call gone with that Cloud9 app, which is quite fancy, and it's a new app trying to fight. Alpha's buying everyone under the kitchen sink. It just feels like everyone's fighting and trying to go and fight back. And Delta's just fed a kip, like.
I don't know. I don't
I
know
don't,
why
I don't,
what his mindset was there. He just does. He just didn't want. He's done everything apart from switch himself to commission based, and that's all he needed to do. I don't know why he's so against commission based. Settle.
I know. It is. It's mad, isn't it? Let me just go through the comments there quick. All the commission-based systems, local-based start to cover times in our local area. Prior to that, generally always set base rent. 65 to 120 in the Birmingham Black Country areas. Fair enough, mate. Yeah, so they all went to a commission-based after COVID, did they? Most local firms in Manchester do their base rent at Christmas by 50%. But it certainly wouldn't be 750. Thank you for that. I'm in London. Just wondered if I could do private chauffeuring with a PHV licence. You could, Lloyds, but you need your own ops licence, mate, or you need to find a company that provides chauffeuring work with the same badge that you are. Oh, yeah, Vicky's answered. The school run give me £300 a week for 2 hours a day. Brilliant. After settle. Okay, 10 hours over 5 days. That's after settle. Alpha are busy outside of school hours. There you go, Mick.
Like that.
That's why it makes sense, yeah?
So why? What hours do you do? Do you work days then, or do you just do your school
You
run
must
and
do.
then stay out after your afternoon school run?
That's a good point, isn't it? Because that's 2 ways you can work it, isn't it? You could grind on the dead hours between the school run. Because Andy does it in our WhatsApp group, doesn't he? Andy
Yeah.
does the morning school run, goes home, and then he does the second school run, but then stays out there
Stays out.
to like 7, 8 p.m, doesn't he?
Well, he comes home, doesn't he? He does his afternoon, goes home for a few hours, has his tea, and then comes out at like 7 till 11.
Yeah. That's it. Have you ever considered a school run, Mark?
I used to have one.
Oh, okay. Go on.
With the
What was that?
local firm up until I started doing airports with this company. I jacked it all in, with school runs. I had a school run. I had a couple of school runs. In fact, I had 3 school runs, and I had a couple of hospital contracts as well. Renal dialysis.
Yeah.
That kept me going through COVID, to be fair, because the kids that I took for the school runs, they were vulnerable, so they still went in. So
That's right.
I kept going, and then obviously that them 2 that were having dialysis, they still had to have it 3 days a week. So
the lads who got school runs were made up in COVID because they were paying them without travelling, weren't they?
Yeah.
Councils.
I'll be honest with you, Mick. I'd love a school run, mate. I'd love to be able to go in the morning, in the afternoon, and then I'm done. But I've got to still take my flipping clowns to school. So I had to take it this morning. It was, honest God, the weather was so bad, right? Every school, I promise you, every school in the world was shut this morning, except my kid's school. It was a joke, mate. Honestly, God, I felt like I was just the only one doing a school run. Everybody had paid school runs were getting cancelled left, right, and centre, and Liverpool and everything else, and I just cracked on my own. Honest God, slipped about 4 times getting to the school. It was just stupid. It was just so bad because the weather's just so dangerous now because the snow's frozen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's just a flipping nightmare. Vicky's put his 2 kids pick up in Heighton, take them to Toxteth, try and get the job back to mine in Heighton, go out about 12 to try and work up to the LA collect. Kids
Tell you
up
what,
at 2:30.
Heighton to top,
Okay.
not a bad rate, is it? For
That's
30
sound,
quid.
that, isn't it?
I
work Saturday, Sunday daytimes then. Yeah, it's clever, that, isn't it? Yeah, so what he's saying, he's kind of uses the taxis to try and get him back up to the pick up and drop off, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
But then he stays out till 6, 7. So similar thing to what Andy does, works the afternoon rush.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dead hours are dead. We've said
That's
this.
one thing I can't do. I don't mind doing the morning rush hour. I hate doing that evening rush hour. I just think it's worse.
Why is the traffic so bad in the evening rush compared to the morning rush? I've noticed that.
No. I can't now. Like my wife's going into work at 4:15 till 7:30. So I said, I'll stay out and work. I've had a thought. I thought, no, I'm not. No.
Honestly, have you noticed that though?
Yeah.
Hey, some reason the evening rush is well worse than the
Like in the
morning rush.
morning. In the morning, it's busy, but the traffic's flowing. At the evening, the traffic's busy and it's bumper to bumper. Weird.
I know, but the thing is, though, everyone's still going to work. Everyone's still coming home from work. Everyone's still going to school and home from school. So why is it different? There must be different start times, maybe.
Yeah, because you've still got more people out in the afternoon, haven't you? Whereas you've got people who have got days off from work that are out in the afternoon, and
yeah.
if you've got a day off, you don't get up the same time, do you? You chill. You're not getting out the house till 9 a.m.
I think we've got sensible Mick head on today.
Sensible Mick. We like sensible Mick, because when sensible Mick turns up, he actually speaks good truth and knowledge. You know what I mean? Grumpy Mick's not the best, but Sleepy Mick's the worst, mate.
Yeah.
Mick, someone's asked you the question.
And Angry Mick's quite hilarious. Should we get
Angry Mick? Yeah. But you can still get Angry Mick from sensible Mick. You just got to mention the E word. You know what I mean?
Don't do it.
No. Oh, listen, lad. I'm absolutely done in with electric cars. The flipping range is abysmal in this weather. London, go on.
You see the article of that? He who made should not be named.
My mate Elon.
Yeah.
Musk.
Him.
What are you doing? Don't kick him off. He's in a good mood.
I'll swear.
Don't, lad. Hey, don't be taking the mick out of my E. I call him me. So we like speaking to him.
He was buying Liverpool, weren't he?
I heard about that. Obviously, it's just a rumour.
I think it's just rumours, to be honest. But
yeah, imagine, that'd be cool, that, mate. All the players will be transported in Model X's and that little Falcon doors. Oh, maybe boss. I know you don't like him. Like, personality aside, by the way, I just think he's flipping. He's like an evil genius, you know. Like, I can imagine him having like his own island with a skull on it, with lava coming out the top.
Do you know what he's doing now? He's doing every person's dream of doing what they want to do. He's got that much money. He's just thinking, I'm just going to live my life to the full. I bet he ends up I bet he moves out to the moon. I bet he buggers off him. I'm telling you.
Honestly, I'm telling you, mate, he's done some. But if you think of the stuff he's done now, he's done the Tesla cars, by the way, which I do love. He's done all the solar stuff. And obviously the rocket stuff's pretty cool. We haven't had rockets for years because of NASA and all that. And he's just made... And then he made a rocket pointy because it was meant to be pointy, not because it was more efficient. He literally went, I want that rocket pointy.
Thing is, right, see what he's doing now, though? He's getting into the British politics, isn't he?
I've seen he's causing a bit of controversy with his tweets, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? But he's right, though. At least he's defending us, mate. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Little fun fact from the London. London Ops, 0 to 10 cars is a £400 application fee. Plus a 1,600 quid for 5-year licence. That's expensive, isn't it?
So basically
so £2,000.
£2,000 for the first 5 years, and then 1,600 from afterwards.
Yeah, that's only 10 cars as well. Is that PCO? Is that like TFL, innit? Oh yeah. While we're on, Mick, don't go anywhere for a sec. Vicky's just answered it, and it was a comment on the video done of the last week. That Intercab from Bootle, I'm sure that's the same company the lad was on about the comment the other day. It was an old company in the 80s, right? That used to pay the drivers. 80s or early 90s used to pay the drivers like a wage. Do you know what I mean? Like we were talking about some companies might do employments in the future and start employing drivers and stuff. The other guy said that Intercab it used to do that back in the 80s, 90s. Just literally give the guys a wage and a car and go out and work for me. Do you know what I mean?
To be totally honest, I reckon it's... I don't know whether the business model had hit the ground running nowadays, but back then I reckon it would have.
Or would it work? Don't you reckon it work now? I reckon that model might work now. You stop all the cherry pickers and everything else. You got guaranteed wage while the taxis are rubbish.
But what would the guaranteed wage be though? Minimum wage?
The overheads for the business.
Well, not now anyway.
Imagine 100 drivers on. What you're going to have to pay them? You're going to have to pay them at least £20 an hour, aren't you?
No, I mean, the company provides everything. You're just a driver.
Yeah, no, but you'd still be what? You'd still want to be.
12, £13 an hour.
It's still a lot of money, that, mate. Outgoing.
No, I mean, do you mean that's from an operator standpoint? Yeah, I get you.
There's no point, you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? But you could hire night drivers, you could hire day drivers. When your demands are getting a bit much, you hire another day driver. Do you know what I mean? But like on the system, you have to accept every single job. Do you get me? You got to accept every single job that comes through in the system. You cannot deny a job.
I like to
Do you know
cherry
what I mean?
pick.
Well, you're employed, aren't you? So you won't be
Yeah,
asked.
that's what I mean. I reckon that might work, you know. And would you be happy though if I woke up like and someone went, my shift is 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and you're on guaranteed 12 quid an hour, say. Do you know what I mean? You're driving someone else's car around, just picking up any job that comes through. Some people might actually take that, won't they? Oh, lad.
Then you think of the outgoings. You've got diesel costs. You've got wages. You've got
Costs.
some overheads. That would you even cover it?
Oh, you're all from a company standpoint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
10
think it would.
cars.
So if you're paying a driver £15 an hour,
Yeah.
I reckon you can probably get job-wise, even when it's quiet, I reckon you'll be able to get 40 quid an hour out of a driver.
Yeah. Ideally, you should cover
Probably
it.
even more, 50. So you're making 30. You're making a minimum of 30.
How would you get 50 quid an hour out of a driver?
Well, because like I don't know, right? Say for example, say if I this morning, right? Say for example, this morning I did 4 while 7. I did 100 quid. So what's that? 33 quid an hour, right? That's what I took off Uber. I guarantee Uber got more than 50, 60, 70 quid off me.
Yeah, but that's like obviously a busy snowy morning, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
What about next week when the snow's gone and it's like
if I
10
get
a.m.?
paid £15 an hour, I would have made 45 quid. Uber might have earned 160 quid there, so they made 100 quid out of me, didn't they?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Over the full week, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just go to Vicky there quick. It was actually Vicky who asked the question. So when he's not live, his comment comes up, Mick. So Matty was me. My real name comes up when it's not live, but for some reason it goes to my birth name on the live. So he was the one who asked the question about the
All right.
about the boodle company.
I don't remember them. I honestly can't remember them. Like,
no, but fair play to you. Fair play, Vicky. Sounds like a good little business model.
it's interesting.
So, that doing work for the base at the fleet of old Nissan Sunnies 1.3 cc's with LPG kits.
LPG kit.
Mate, I actually remember little Nissan Sunnies. They were belters, weren't they?
I learnt to drive in a Nissan Sunny.
Did you? I remember. Do you remember the Nissan Sunnies, mate?
Yep.
Do you like were they like little micros, weren't they?
Yeah. 94, I passed my driving test. 30 years
94.
ago.
Oh no, that's not one of them, is it? That's the one I don't remember that one. That's a Nissan Sunny.
No, mine were.
Newer than that, innit? Mine was like a little. I remember carefully Nissan Sunny was a little hatchback like that. That was it. Innit?
That's very similar to what I learnt in. I think mine were red and all. I'm not driving it, am I?
I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, man, I used to love the old cars, mate. I used to love the old Beamers, mate. You know the 90s Beamers?
Yeah.
He was all right. He's like that.
No, still here.
What's happened to you?
It's just fucking overtime on thinking whether that works as a business model. I don't think you'd get it going. You'd need some money to uprun that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And then you've got to.
And also as well, hey, what's stopping drivers doing blag?
Market of customer base.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we used to have a Hackney plate and Nissan Sunny in Dudley up in the late 90s. You know what's weird about Hackney's, right? Good points are. Hey, I think Liverpool's the only place outside of London you have to have Hackney's only. Is that correct or not?
What do you mean by Hackney's only? What do you mean?
So in Liverpool Council, you're only allowed black cabs with the light on, and every vehicle's got to be
I think
wheelchair
I think
access.
Sheffield's like that, I know.
Really? Yeah. Because I got told.
Rotherham do Hackney, you know.
Yeah.
But in Sheffield, I don't think I've ever seen a Sheffield plated Hackney. You know, like with a thing on top that says taxi on top. I've never seen a Sheffield plated one there. I'm sure I haven't.
That's what I mean with the Hackneys in Liverpool. Everyone's got to be wheelchair access, and obviously a Hackney carriage or like the big, the Vitos and that. But Sefton, which is a neighbouring council, they only have cars. We have mixture. Do you know what I mean? Some councils allow a mixture. Some councils allow Hackney only. But I didn't know how many councils did have. Do you know, talking about Hackneys, right? And while we might have a few Hackney drivers watching, do you think in 2025 it's worth buying a Hackney plate?
Why don't you do it and try it? Why don't you do a 6-month thing?
What do you mean? You can't do 6 months. Buy a plate.
Yeah, buy a plate and just try it for 6 months.
As long as it doesn't work, try and sell it.
No, weren't you talking about last year, November time? You were on about one of your ideas, wasn't it?
What you get out of it? You're just going to be able to
I wanted to buy one last week. There was a Hackney for sale in Liverpool with the plate on the vehicle for $6,000.
$7
grand.
$7 grand.
$7,000. And I was like, oh, so tempted. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, when you've got your own Hackney carriage, right, your Hackney plate, and it goes on a vehicle, you can settle it, you can work it, but also the Hackney plate is limited. You can't get any more new Hackney plates from the council. So something normally that's limited, the value goes up and down. So like the Hackney plate used to be 50, 60 grand on their own back in the day, didn't they, Mick? And now obviously there's no future in a Hackney. You can get them quite cheap. But what's stopping in 5 years' time? Something happens, the private eye industry implodes, something goes on, and this Hackney plate that you bought 5 years ago has gone back to 50k because the private hire industry's gone to crap and everyone wants to get back in the Hackneys. I don't know, I just think to own your own Hackney for $7,000 to own your own Hackney is pretty cool, do you know what I mean?
7k is probably not too bad, but I don't see the benefit in it anymore.
That 7k, does that include the vehicle?
What's that?
That's $7,000. Does that include the badge and car? So what's the car like? Is it Barney Rubble out of the Flintstones car then for $7,000?
No, it was a TX1. I think it was like 15-year-old TX1. It was an old car, obviously, but it was the car and plate, and the car was working. I just think that was a pretty cool price. That. What were you going to say, Mick? Do you reckon it's a dying trade or what?
I can't see how private hire is going to hit the fan. It's only going to get I just don't see how. Yeah, the only way the Hackney trade's going to come back massively is private hire failing. And can you see private hire failing?
I just think Uber's killed Hackneys.
What?
I just think Uber's killed Hackneys. That's all.
Uber's killed most firms, mate.
Let's be honest. If they seen something in Hackneys, Uber would have them Monday.
Well, they've tried, haven't they? They tried to get into the Hackneys in London, and I think they said no.
London, though, isn't it? People travel from abroad, go to London to travel in a black cab.
Yeah. It's like a whole thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to travel in one if you come here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think it's pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? Manchester have loads more of Hackneys. Do they? Yeah. The Manchester have Hackneys. Oh, they do, don't they? I think the thing is, though, I think Manchester you can have mixed, can't you? Or is Manchester Hackney only as well?
Manchester's Manchester's cars look like Hackneys.
What do you mean?
Don't they have taxi on the top of them, though?
Yeah, most Hackneys do, don't they? Like even the Sefton ones, you can get like an E-Class Merc with a taxi badge on the roof, on the ceiling. What's that?
Private.
No, private in Manchester. You got all the stickers.
Yeah, it's the stickers, isn't it?
The big yellow stickers all over the car.
I know I've been in some part of the country somewhere. There's taxi hubs on private cars. Can't remember where it is though. Is it Scotland?
Possibly. I know Ireland was crazy. when I went to Ireland, I got an Uber in Ireland, and it was a Hackney that pulled up, and he put the meter on. And I went, mate, what are you doing? Uber says it's this price. He went, yeah. It's predicted the meter price. And then he inputs the meter into the app, and then Uber charges me whatever that the meter said. And a few Irish people have told me that the commission is like 10% or 12%, and that's all Uber takes. Uber's just an intermediate between passengers and Hackneys, so it works an absolute treat for Ireland. Lost that, innit?
Got a request there, Matty.
What?
He's got a request.
Matty, can you say again, aren't they? Again. Thanks, Matty. He's not flipping OnlyFans, lad. It's YouTube.
Aren't they?
Hey, don't get me wife's bra on and say it again. Aren't they? Yeah. There's a company in Thailand and Bangkok. There's a company in Thailand and Bangkok that's bought a fleet of black hacks. It's weird seeing them at the airport. What does there's black Hackneys in Thailand?
Yeah, right. There's another guy on YouTube. I can't think his name's Mark down in London. He's just got back from Thailand and he drove one. Yeah, they have. They've actually imported. They make them out there, I think.
What?
I don't know how much they pay for them, like.
Full black cab, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I know we're talking about this, and I know you're saying Hackneys are dead and all that, right? Or whatever. But wouldn't you just love, like, have you ever drove a Hackney, Mick?
Nope.
Even back in the day, no?
No.
See, I'd flipping love just the actual feeling of it, you know what I mean? Like chugging about in your little, and you got your plastic thing in you, and someone waves like that. Hey, mate. What?
I just want to do a U-turn in one.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Just like the experience of it, you know what I mean? And then someone's being a tool at the back, and you slam on, and you smash the face on the flipping glass. What?
Hackneys are like bumper cars. You turn that march, they literally just go.
Yeah. I think they got rear-wheeled steering. They got like rear-wheeled steering, haven't they? Or four-wheel steering. Honestly, mate, I just think it'd be boss. You know what I mean?
When you look at the wheel, when it comes to lock, it's like that.
Oh, mate, I know. Honestly, but yeah, I just think it'd be just dead boss. So I think when I get into the Tesla in October this year, it'll be like 2.5 years. I'll get rid of that, and then I might settle or do something while I decide what I want to do with my next car. But I might settle a Hackney for a couple of weeks or a month or a minimum fare, whatever, and just try it. Just at least try it for a bit of content and just mix it up a bit. Because I could still do the airports and stuff in Hackney. Do you know what I mean? They're still alright for luggage, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta get a veto, haven't you?
I don't know. Even the standard Hackneys, you could still get. Then you have 3 suitcases in the boot, in the passenger seat, and then you get 1 or 2 under the fold down seat. Don't you? You still get 4 suitcases in them.
Yeah, but I wouldn't send my customers a Hackney unless they requested one.
Wouldn't you?
No.
Whoa! There's people watching. So do you think that Hackneys are more of a lesser vehicle than a private hire vehicle, Mick?
Well, if you're booking a private hire transfer, you don't expect the black cab to turn up.
No. People book an airport transfer. They don't know about private hire or vehicles. So go on, Mick. What have you got a problem with Hackney drivers, mate?
I haven't got a problem with Hackney drivers. So stop get your wooden spoon and snap it.
So go on, Mick. So you explain to the public. So what's your actual issue with Hackneys, mate? Why wouldn't you send one to the airport?
I don't know. If I phone for an airport transfer company,
yeah,
I just don't. I'd expect a minibus for me or a car. I just wouldn't expect a black Hackney to turn up. Like you say, if it was a Vito one and it was thingy, it's not too bad. But a TX1 or a TX4 pulling up, yeah, come on, let's get you to the airport.
So don't you feel like that's a bit more like, oh, bloody hell, a taxi? I don't know. Obviously, it's obviously very opinionated. And a lot of people, like you say, will probably be disappointed. Do you know what I mean? But would a lot of people be happy to be in a Hackney? I don't know. I've been in a Hackney in flipping years, mate.
At the end of the day, you think about a Hackney. If I want a Hackney, I'll run out on the street and flag one down.
I think, foreigners that come to this country, flying to Heathrow, when they come out, their experience is to come out of the airport, get in a black cab. Like in America, you come out of JLA, John F. Kennedy or Newark, you come out, you get in a yellow cab.
Yeah.
But anywhere else out of London, like so if I turned up in a black cab at Manchester Airport, they'd just say, "What the bloody hell's that?" They will, I think.
I don't know.
If you phoned Mark, if you phoned an airport transfer company and an Hackney turned up, would you be disappointed?
I don't know.
You'd be thinking, it's weird for me.
Taxi community is watching this podcast, guys, so come on. No, all jokes aside, I get what there's a stigma around Hackney carriages and stuff in it. And normally when you think of a Hackney, it's getting home bladdered. And I've had some bad memories in the back of a Hackney if I've had.
Just taxi, one of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's
the way hold on a minute. Vicky's put he was on them in the 90s. It was good money then. Bet it was. A bone rattler though. Mate. But Ben's put you can actually book a black cab Hackney on the Uber app in London. I think it's charged on the meter. Is that true, Ben? That'd be interesting if you can, mate. That'd be interesting. Paul's put get a Hackney Matty, be boss content. That's what I mean. I think it'd be good just for me being do you know what I mean? Even if I have a couple of weeks off the airports and just bounce around on the Hackneys, you know what I mean? Sitting on ranking there. What's happening? Trying to get at me, Hackney.
You'll last one day, and you're like, never again. Guaranteed.
I reckon he'll last a week.
There's someone in a wheelchair like that flagging me. I'm like, what wheelchair driver? What wheelchair person? Oh, you can't, can you? You can't. So, but like, obviously, they're meant to be a nightmare, aren't you? To put a wheelchair in Hackney, we've done the training for Liverpool Council, and it's a nightmare to do it legally and properly. There's about 15 buckles, there's straps, there's all sorts, mate. Honestly. So yeah, I'd probably you can't legally, can you? You can't legally blank a wheelchair user, can you, in Hackney?
Can't blank anything.
Yeah, well, if you've got your light on, you can't. If someone howls you, you've got to stop them, haven't you?
No matter what it is, you can't blank anyone. Wheelchair user or just a normal. You're not supposed to anyway.
No, mate. Yeah, that's what I mean, lad. I can't be doing all that, rolling in and out and all that. Do you know what I mean? And when I done my training, I ended up going on the ramp. But just for the sake of the training, you put the ramp on the floor, not on the curb. So the ramp was dead steep. And I was with one of the lads messing about. So before the training starts, I went to the fellow went there. I went, listen, mate, I'll give us a little try in this, lad. I've never done it before. He went, yeah, come on then. I went full tilt. And then the front wheel just hit the bottom of the ramp. And I just flipped him onto the thing and like he broke his coccyx.
I used to be a controller in Birkenhead for Hackneys back in the late 80s. No wonder your name's Grumpy Old Man.
What? Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I used to be a controller. Oh, yeah. I'm on it now. Imagine Matty sitting on the rank moaning about Uber. Honest to God, imagine if I was at a Lime Street rank and there's hundreds of people and I'm sat at the front like that. And an Uber pulls up, I'll be like, I'll be fuming me, you know. Because that must be the worst part about it. They rank up for half an hour and you might get a fiver into the town, won't you? Town centre with the Hackneys. Like, would you reckon it'd be frustrating to be sat there and watching Uber after Uber, Rochdale, Wolverhampton, Manchester come in and take all your work? It must be so frustrating to be a Hackney driver. No wonder Kev's cabs come to Uber. Innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But listen, guys, live, everyone watching live, don't go anywhere. We're just ending the podcast, right? We're ending the podcast, but don't go anywhere because we're going to crack on anyway with live.